Guys, how you doing? Thank you for waiting. I just had a complete real shower, so I just was running a little bit behind. My hair's still a little damp here, and I had to rearrange some stuff on my bed with the mess that I've got. Let me just see and make sure the other side is married up. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. There we go. All right. There we are. Just want to see too if I'm not seeing some things that you guys post on the YouTube aspect via my StreamYard aspect. So hold on a second. Please get my question, even though it's not in caps. I see it, DE Warrior Witch. So let me just roll back and make sure it's in there because we missed you last time, and so I'll make sure that you are right up there. Let me just see. Okay, so I'm looking for DE Warrior Witch's question here. It's going to take me a minute. Hi, peeps. Okay, then I see that she says hello. Well, my friend Robert, that's Elaine Rogers. It's all good, Maya. Hi, Isadora, Latrice. Okay, I've got it. Amy Levy. Let me just see this on the other side. All right, I'm going to need you to put your question back up, DE Warrior. I don't know why I'm not seeing it on there on either chat log, either YouTube's or this one. I can see Amy's. Mine's the second one from the top. Okay, let me just bop. Okay, yes, I've got it marked. It's the first one. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. And as this is a family home, you might hear my husband sneezing. And if you do hear this kind of noise and whatnot, yeah, it's a family home. Just ignore it. Uh, I've grabbed a few, let's see, Oracle decks here by Trish James that I've got. I've got the predictions deck out, just trying to see what I would need. Are you able to see mine, Ash? Hi, Jenny Mac. What will the verdict be in court this week? Okay, Jenny, next time just put it in all caps so I can see it. I do the needle and string test. It's usually right. Oh, for pregnancy. Oh, that'll be enjoyable to look at. Um, Thank you, Misty. Thank you. I've got the skylight. I'm getting a really kind of a blue white light that's not very doesn't make me look very healthy, which I'm already pasty. I don't need this. I'm trying to put color on. So that might shift and change. And let me just make sure I've got everyone else's. Here, I'd just like to double back here. I've got my coffee. I'm getting ready. I've got P. Their question. My name is Prague. Uh, Forgive me if I'm not saying your name right here. And I've got your question marked here. This about um, to talk to Mark. We've got that checked. Okay. This is the thing. I always got to double over it because there's if you put a question in where it's not in all caps, it kind of blends all in. Everybody's out on their motorbikes. So loud. All right. I think I've got it sorted for the start. And we are already. Okay, so and I'm going to take JR's question as the last one. Gina, yes, your question's visible. I saw it. Fiona, let me just double check as well. Let me just look in the starred area. Yes, about Trump opening a club, executive branch, private club for oligarchs. Yep. Oh, you know what? I'm going to take my was going to take my antihistamine. It's down here. Well, I'm not worried about it for right now. I'll have to take it later. If it gets too. Mostly it's my voice. This, I can grab a tissue and I can be like, okay. Thank you, Ash. And Isadora. You guys are great mods. I really appreciate it. So I think I've got everybody. Let's go ahead and get ready. Let me just Let me just, oh, that shoulder's still bothering me. Oi, babe. Let me just get my coffee now. And uh, looks like I've got everybody that I can possibly read for. And your follow-up reading about your grandson Ronnie. Might have to do that on the off camera um Shield Maiden, but I'd be happy to do that for you. Um and just drop it. Oh, I'm sorry, I've got a little I brushed my hair back, but there's just this one strand that wants to come and get caught in my eyelashes. It's very annoying. They are great mods. To me, they are the best mods, but I'm slightly biased. Okay, so we will do that. I may not get to do that tonight until after the show, being that there's so many questions here, but I will do my best and I will get to it, but probably, to be honest, probably be off camera. Okay. And I'll send it to you. I'll try and pop it into your email. That's what I'll do. So and JR, hello, hello. All right. Hasn't it been crazy for information coming out, you guys? I mean, what the heck? I was just trying to kind of read and see what's going on before I hopped in my shower and got ready for the live. And it's just been since this morning, it's been nonstop. And we're going to have more of that. That's kind of part of the strategy, as you know, that he's using, which is what dictators and fascists do, is to over inundate us with crisis and tire us out. So you have to definitely step back. Don't feel guilty for stepping back. All right. There was a question, though, I wanted to read on when I was listening to all of this. I mean, like so many. It's like, that's why I do a lot off camera. Oh, there was an ad when I was, okay. So what I said was I will probably get to yours off camera because I've already filled up with the 10 unless I've got it logged and I don't know that I do. But if that should happen, I will find your email and I will email it to you. Okay? Japan threatened Trump. All right, let's write this down. Just see, I got to do it because if I don't write these down, in one and gone the other, you know? Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Oh, and Chris James is going to have a new deck, the Governance deck. I can't wait. It looks really good. I'm a member of her thing, so I can give you a little inside info. All right, so anyways, let me just write down the date here. I like to do that. It's my log. Okay, so let's look at that real quick. Japan. Everyone's threatening him. Nobody likes him. He's embarrassing us. My word. Yeah, I don't do private readings. I don't have the energy and the time, but if you have a question, please feel free to, uh, you can send it to me in the next live in the chat log, and I can read on it here. If it's like more personal for like family or something like that, and you can make it short, leave your email, and I'll try and get to you when I can. Probably off camera, just a written thing. All right. Um, so anyway, we got Japan threatening Trump. There was also, oh yeah, looking at summer, I'm starting to see more and more why summer is going to be a big deal because of the tariffs, and by then we're going to start to see more problems with dwindling, I think, supplies and stuff. What's this about? He gave you, what do you think about Trump? Oh, the pictures on the Pope. I did read that and how the Vatican had to say it's not good. I think it's disgusting. And who on earth does something like that? Even if you don't agree with the Pope or whatever, and he's just being weird. You know what he wants? It's the envy of the Pope's popularity. Trump is just all about, it's really, in my opinion, and it's gross. It's a very gross thing to do. He's not Catholic. No, he's not a believer in anything but greed and getting somebody before they get you. A real ugly aspect. That's another thing I wanted to look at was that um, Pope. Oh, there's been a saying for years that eventually there would be no more popes. Eventually, I will look at that, but I won't do it this time. Um, yeah, he's a dictator, wannabe dictator, and a mafia mentality, and he's so stupid. I don't think I've ever met anyone. I haven't met him, but I feel like I have. Um, he wanted to be pope. Yeah, he just wants to have power so that he can abuse it. That's what really gets him off his power. That's his thing. And I'm not surprised that he did that. Okay. So wanting to look at that and oh yeah, I wanted to look there was a couple of things. I keep getting a possible event where someone comes after him, if you know what I mean. And the summertime, I want to look at that parade because I think he's going to find that he's not going to get the kind of parade that he wants. I think for people are going to be so angry at him. I think for his own safety, they're going to have to scale it back. That was just some cards I got on the um, off camera. So I'm just making note for here for me, just to keep on track before I start with you, that I want to look at his B-Day celebration, and I do mean B-Day. Just kidding. Um, and the parade, and because I have been getting a particular kind of an individual that's going to have their sights on him. And I just want to see if they pop up again. So I'll start off with that, and then I'll go ahead and I'll start getting into your questions. I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling this deck. Japan said that he can. Japan said that he can take out USA. That they have $1 trillion nuke. Hmm. See, he just likes to anger people, and he does a good job. And it's just embarrassing. It's like it reminds me of when my dad used to be a very angry man, and he used to embarrass us in public. Where it's like, oh God, his temper, he's gonna scream and shout and have a, and we're all gonna want to disappear. If you've ever had a parent that did that, that embarrassed you in public, that was not fun. Unfortunately, my dad used to do that. Thankfully, as he aged, he changed. But boy, I'm glad that you made the connection. It's always on Sunday now. People can't get groceries, afford rent or medicine, but let's spend lots of money on a dumb parade. Yeah, and he just says, well, you might have to get a different doll for your kids. It's not luxury buying. He has no clue what it's like to look at medicine or food, or paying your rent. Really disgusting individual. My husband said, and I think it might be true, that there are some Scots in Scotland that go and take a poo in the golf course holes on his golf course. I don't know. Oh, and thank you, Nicholas. BlackCat. Oh, yes, he's another one I wanted to read on. Thank you for asking. I will mark that one. So I will start. I'm going to actually start with that and the parade, okay? And then we'll go into everyone. Amy says, "Sounds like you're like your dad had did that too, huh?" Yeah. A lot of us that grew up during the 70s and 80s and even the 90s, our world very different from millennials in some ways. Very different world. Not in others, I suppose. You can have an angry father, I think, is a timeless, unfortunate thing. All right. Let's see. The lighting's going to be a little weird this time. All right. So I've starred that. I'm just going to hide it for the moment. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the parade. Okay. Let's look, get my brain calibrated or try at the. You know what? Mm, all right. It's a good thing I shuffled that, but I'm looking at the predictions deck by Trish James. Let's try it. So let's look. Sorry, guys. I've also got a hiatal hernia. Oy vey. So sometimes I kind of like get a little trapped air. All right. Let's use the predictions deck to see what we get for his birthday in the parade. Let me just look at the live while I'm doing this. Okay, you have relations in Scotland. Shield Maiden. I have, I know have family that came from there, so as well. So we all need this insanity to end. It's just not good for us. It's just not good. And it can't go on. It can't. Even the universe, as we all know, will say something's got to give and something's gonna give. I do get confrontation. I think what I'm concerned about, y'all, is people putting hands on each other at the supermarket or at a shop or like at a convenience shop where somebody like my one of my children works at one and taking it out on innocent people. Um, so I'm going to be looking at his longevity and his parade. You know what I mean? And then we'll do your questions. And I've really been looking forward to it. Look, I had a bath for you guys and everything. All right, we have to laugh. That's a key thing during any dark time. Any disabled person will tell you that you got to laugh at the darkness and reclaim your power. I even had a really cool dream one time about doing that. And I realized, oh, I'm reclaiming my power. You got to use tools. Humors don't allow people to make you feel bad if you have to use humor to kind of just break off from the crazy. Knowing the Scottish, Shield Maiden says, I can see them taking a dump in the golf course holes. I could too. I've known a few, and they would be a bit of rascally after a pub night out on the pub and having to go. I could see them saying, Hey, I got a great idea. A great idea. I can say great. That's about it. Great. All right, now I will stop doing horrible Scottish accents. Let's see what we get. How will the parade go for Trump come June? Because his birthday's in early June. How will that go? Hi, Marby Gongora. Let's see what we end up getting. Just really want to give it a good shuffle. Looking at this from at Trump, what can he expect for his birthday and this parade? How's it gonna go? All right, let's see. Surveillance record. Okay, they're going to be surveilling. I'm not surprised. And we have business tycoon. Well, I'm sure that Bezos and all his billionaire oligarch buddies will be there. And there is the aspect of surveillance. Business tycoon. Could this be Elon? Will Elon be there or no? So there's going to be cameras on the crowd. We've got this. We have the wealthy, the oligarch doing their duty. Let me see here. I gotta get some hand lotion. I'd hate it when my hands are dry. Sorry, I put it in my bag. Oh, no. Right here. It just makes it feel sorry. All right. So we're getting surveillance record guy with a camera, and there's a bunch of monkeys behind him that are all kind of looking. I also think that this means that people will be watching this to see what happens. Um, so we're getting surveillance record, business tycoon. What did I say about the worldwide? Here we have worldwide Earth, and that's battle warship. This to me is people just not liking him, just out of spite. Also, that he's making tensions worse in the world, spreading and mutating. Submarine underwater. It's not gonna be. Look at this. Look on this kid's face. More subdued. I don't see this being a jolly affair. And just the way the submarine underwater, when I read that part, yeah, post pictures of Obama on his birthday. Anybody but him. Maybe the Pope. Yeah. Um, and the spreading. I think this is people falling also out of support as I have been getting for him a little bit. Some more of those people as things start to become clear, more clear, meaning they suffer and not someone else. What was I just saying? Tornado winds. This is going to be a poo show, a very big poo show with tornado winds and solution to the problem. He doesn't care. See, he wants the love, but he doesn't give. You can't get that if you aren't a giver of that. Well, you will get stupid blind obedience, but he doesn't respect any of those MAGA. The people that he really wants to get to pay attention to him, like Hollywood and other places, don't want to know. And that's why he's such a sourpuss. Um, if he could just be halfway decent, there wouldn't be this. He's going to face strong rejection with tornado winds. People are going to be. I think we're going to have more people out protesting than there watching for him. And that's probably going to not sit well with him. Can you imagine? Oh my goodness. I don't know that he will be out by the end of May, but I sure hope so, Amy. I think he will be out before 4 years. Big city. Okay, so there he is in the big city having his parade. Planned outcome. Security cameras. We keep getting the security, the surveillance. I'm sure that they will be uh, recording who shows up, looking for people, or they need to be. Because I did get cards that look like it could be a problem, or summertime could be a problem for someone angry and targeting him. All for money. The parade and him against people that are innocent and truthful. There's no love for them. It's all about money. He doesn't give a rat's butt about people that are innocent, whether they've done anything wrong or not, that he's just shipping off to some nightmare in El Salvador. I don't think he gets a parade because he'd be out of office. I would prefer it. Summon RuPaul and her cadre as a matter of national importance. I think everybody is going to be is going to be out on the streets and not giving him that attention. So this is going to really be a rotten egg. Controlled puppet. It's not going to give what he wants. He's not going to look strong. And classified knowledge. I don't like that. I think he's giving over will be giving over perhaps at that time, maybe using that opportunity to talk to Putin for his birthday. And maybe disseminating classified knowledge. That wouldn't surprise me, probably on an unsecured line. We have those that play the support role here showing up for his parade, and we get the card of housing issues. Hmm. Oh, I'm wondering if they're going to have trouble finding hotels, places like that, because there will be people coming in for this, right? That's a thought. Mainstream news and lies and deception. That's probably what he's going to be bringing up, how the mainstream media doesn't tell the truth. And to be honest, because the fact that they give him so much free PR, they kind of deserve it, in my opinion. Um, they need to stop kissing his backside and promoting the lies, because that's what they're doing inadvertently. Here we're looking at issue of foreign occupation. I think that's issues of Russia and in Ukraine. Also, ICE and dealing with immigration and deportation issues, sending people to foreign places, future time. So there's another shoe that's going to drop. Changes are coming. Yes, please do hit that like button if you can. And he's hiding. He's going to be hiding stuff. So he's going to be up to no good during that parade. Let's see what else. Corrupt dealings. I do. I think he's going to have a little video chat with his chum over in Russia. Corrupt dealings. And then we're dealing with the greater good. So we're getting the contrast between, look at the lavishness and the what he gives to himself for his birthday, but he can't even give the working poor in this nation health care or to be able to afford to buy eggs or medicine. Um, and now he's starting to try to lie and say that he said that he would bring prices up. He's just all over the board. And let's take a look and see. I want to use this deck again and see, does he have a threat around his parade? Is there a threat to his safety? And I mean more than usual. Is that destined to happen? Because you know how I keep getting him, and I've been getting this for years, that he'll be, when he does go out, he's kind of in a convalescence, kind of a predicament. That Four of Swords, it's like he's not capable of showing up to do the job. And I also get he's not able to speak, makes sense. I just wonder. Let's just see if we get any light shed on that. Is there going to be an attempt around his parade? Excuse me. Ooh, got a scratchy cough. Hang on a second. Is there going to be attempt around his parade? Public life burnout, controlled narrative. Well, that's him out there, and I think he's getting tired, or he will be even more tired of doing public. And it might even be that he doesn't look good. There's just a feeling that he might look more tired. Okay. Explosive situation. With the question I just asked about his personal, well-being, That looks like that could be an issue with that card. Let's just see what else we get. Because of the banking currency, the tariffs and the costs of things, the money situation. That's what I was getting earlier off camera. Um, I'll just tell you now that I'm starting to track. I got a male figure that looks like they could go for him. They will have been a supporter. They will have had a small business that probably folds and other financial crises that are like overwhelming them. And it's almost, not almost, it's like one more moment of him being alive is just too much for them. And that's the vibe I got. So, yeah, and the election fraud between him and Elon. And I was getting the day after um, that this will be exposed. You can go back to some of my earlier readings and see um, that that's going to come out. Him and Elon and the cheating and how Elon used his goods, his products to cheat, to steal numbers and to do play games, illegal games. Why these? And another thing, the Democrats have that vote for Trump's stuff, 15 or 16 of them, Booker included, need to heave ho. They gotta go. I really, that's gotta go. So I'm thinking that it's touching back on that male angry energy. And my God, there's only going to be more and more people as time goes on with this, getting more and more angry and desperate. I'm getting that classified knowledge again and offering donation. Oh, somebody's paying for classified knowledge. He's Someone is paying him for classified knowledge, alleged, for entertainment play purposes only. Around about his birthday, that's what's going to be going on. Spirit wants us to know it. And I do think he has a great deal of anger around him with this card. Explosive situation because of the tariffs and money situation, societal collapse. This card always comes up with him. He's caused it, by the way. Not Biden, not anyone else. Big news. So this is telling me the same thing I was getting with a completely different deck. This is going to be, people are going to be hurting, you know? And especially the people that didn't think he would do this to them. That never, it's like, no, you know, so many people. And look, we're getting the class disparagement here with wealthy, the billionaires, the robber barons again. And we're getting farming industry. Maybe that person could be connected. Ooh, they were. Was shown to me that they would be connected to agriculture. This, it could be. I remember that now. So, and there's going to be a lot more people in the farming industry come summertime feeling the pain. They do have a plan. We get science breakthrough. I think that means that some of them are starting to wake up. And some of them might even be planning some breakthrough safety measures, if you know what I mean. Hiding something. I do think somebody could go with the intention of sussing things out. Duties keep quiet. Just look like they're being a dutiful citizen. Eh. Oh wow. Sun positive, yes, and submarine underwater. Ooh, this is giving me that sense of the sun, like somebody that's hiding kind of like they're submerged. They're not standing out. They're blending in. You wouldn't know that they're there type of thing. Except for the sun is showing me that there's light on that someone is hiding. Okay. So this is making me feel like he better be careful. We all told them what he was going to do. Exactly. We told everyone what he was going to do, and yet they are surprised and upset because they didn't think he would hurt them. Yeah, that's like thinking, well, I kissed your butt, said you were the greatest thing. And some of them now are so brainwashed, I think the shock, there's still a bit of a delay. When a reporter said people didn't vote for this, he replied, yes, they did. Mm-hmm. And Fiona says he was speaking at some rally or whatever, and former MAGA yelled out, "Oh, we didn't sign up for this." Oh, and then they said, "Yes, you did. You voted for me." Well, they really maybe they need to open their ears a bit more. The interesting thing was last night as well. I saw that there's going to be some kind of around summertime, more of them beginning to wake up, but there are some that are still going to be very much trying to tell themselves out of desperation that this is going to all be just fine, and it's not. They're going to have to live through very difficult times, and since they're all very, very emotionally unstable for the most part, this is not going to go over well. Okay. So his birthday looks to be dangerous. I'm just going to look with the other deck and put this one aside and see what I get with it. Get that fit in there because just see. I'm gonna use the regular tarot on this. So again, looking at his birthday and looking at a potential for him being targeted. Will he be targeted? Will someone act out? Is that person that you've been showing me, Spirit, in particularly, are they going to act out? It was really creepy. Yes. And he tries to destroy Medicaid. Well, that's just it. I think for some people they're going to start to realize I don't have a pot to pee in, and he's lavishing himself at our expense with a stupid parade like he's a 3-year-old and we have to have a party. He's not like a grown up. I don't feel sorry for them either. Everyone, yes, she did. Okay, I get the Knight of Pentacles. Let me just take this down so you can see the cards. Somebody that's lost business. I get it again. And money, long-term money, long-term stability. There's the Tower. Oh, this isn't looking good for him. And the cruelty. This is going to be unexpected. Somebody turning maybe the cruelty around on him. 47, F47. Um, this is the confinement, people being sent also overseas, somebody wanting to restrict him or feeling restricted, feeling stuck. Also, yeah, feeling stuck, feeling financially like they're stuck in a rock in a hard place. And they're watching, they are surveilling. They are the ones that are surveilling. Oh, everybody's watching everybody. This is the delusion. This is the cult, the dream, the Kool-Aid, and a change coming. Big change with the Wheel of Fortune and this delusion energy. I think somebody's waking up and somebody's pissed. And all about the wealth, the things with women, potentially somebody that could have had a wife that gets sent over, or a girlfriend, or a mother, maybe even. And we get the full. He's going too far. This person's willing to take a risk as well. They're seeing him take risks for money, putting us at foolish risks, and he is. We have a small group of people becoming aware, wanting to hold him to account. Oh, wow. There might be more than one individual, which doesn't surprise me, but there might even actually be a very small core group that might get organized. I get three again with the Three of Swords, people that feel like he betrayed them, and they want revenge, in my opinion. They want to act out. They want to take and do something and let him know. Yeah. I think there's a real chance somebody's going to try something because they feel this is one of the cards I got earlier, overburdened, and like he's running roughshod over the top of people as well. I think this person wants to do something on a big scale towards him back, you know? I'm feeling that petty energy. I don't know if a vehicle is going to be somehow involved. I really, don't make him a martyr. Um, Knight of Swords, then we get that quickening coming in very quickly. This is what I got last night. I got that Knight of Swords energy. So it felt like last night when I was looking, like once this person, if this is the same individual, this might be a small group as well that we're getting more than one person, more than one uh, person thinking about this. It looks like once they decide to act, they're going to do it very quickly. If they do, we're getting children, we're getting the past, things about children heating up, their childhood, the innocence of children, maybe care of children, maybe their own children. Maybe it's affecting them in their life with children. I do see someone that's looking to take action on him, and they could very well do it. And I'm wondering, to be honest, if they do, if it doesn't injure him, frankly, in a way that could make him have to have recuperation, coma, I don't know, issues. Let's see what else. Okay. I ended that too soon. I just want to look at the other next two cards with that, and then I'll get on. They've got a plan. Someone's putting together a plan, and this summer is going to make them only become more organized. Ooh, here is the Authority, here is Trump, and the Death card. I don't know what to say. A lot of emotion. I was getting this as well. Like they can't contain themselves. Like, you know how I was saying? Like just one more minute of that blank, blank. Yeah, I feel you, but this he's not worth going to jail over or losing your life for. I think this person just doesn't care because they feel like they've lost their life already. This individual. If they choose to act, and this is it, they're going to be waiting for the right moment and watching. I get a watchfulness. There might be some help. Somebody might give them a hand. I don't know, drop them off, pick them up kind of thing. They think that or maybe it is that they think that they are helping the poor. Sorry if you couldn't hear me. It could be that the individuals that are thinking this are thinking that they would be helping out the less fortunate. I'm getting something about the head. Is this Melania? Would she be there for his birthday? There is something about the head or the upper body. Hmm. This is trying to fight back. I get a Queen of Wands trying to bring balance to an extreme and something to an end. That does not look good for him. This summer does not look good for him. It would not surprise me if something would go down. To be honest, I might be more surprised that it didn't. All right. Yeah, Leslie says here. Oops, sorry. Uh, not religious, Leslie says, but I also was offended by the whole Pope ploy. He has to just stay in the cameras, otherwise he feels dead. Yeah, he can't even let the Pope have a moment of remembrance. Yeah, and if he was targeted during his whatever this summer, and even, if he has to convalesce, he could be injured in such a way that it could trigger a stroke or something with the heart, you know? Like a layer of issues. Anyone know an astrological aspects for carrying a torch for someone over 30? I don't. But somebody who might is Denise Knight, her astrology. She's really great. Thank you. I had not heard that from Rick Wilson. Oh, love the Lincoln Project and Rick's humor. He's also a cat guy. He is. I like him. Okay. So, to cap it off, Trump's parade looks like it can be dangerous for him. This summer looks like it could be dangerous for him. If it's not the parade, it could be something else. And as he becomes more, uh, as people get more angry, it wouldn't surprise me if he's going to pull back as well and hide. But he can't help himself. He has to lie to himself. I think he won't be able to stop himself from wanting to be in public and have big crowds and his birthday and oh, aren't I special? So, all right. So that's on Trump. And I can see why he's probably not going to last 4 years. Um, I would be surprised if he did. I'd be surprised if he lasts more than 2, to be honest. I think he's going to go before 2. All right, let's see what else we get. Let's get going with the rest of your all's questions. All right. Hi, BlackCat. It's been a rough week for me. I've had something I thought you'd released come back, and you wanted to know what's the root message in this for me, what's come back. I take it is a torch for a past love. And what do you need in order to let it go? All right, let's take a look and see. You know what? I feel like using the sugar-coated oracle. This is another Trish James deck. We'll see how it does, and if it isn't picking up for me the way I would have thought, I'll grab a different deck. Okay, so let's look very quickly at this past flame, right? Attention is a drug to him. Absolutely. He's prone to addiction, Trump is. All right. My mind is on DE Witch and this past torch that's reared its head again and wants to know how to let it go. What does Warrior Witch need to know with regard to this? Please make it clear and to the point. Thank you. Take control. Take your power back. Put the power back in within yourself. Don't go into where I'm going to try to do everything that would make that person happy or get their attention or start going into thinking about them a lot. And this is like, no, refocus, do something else. To me, this is reset yourself. Um, he didn't get enough motherly love. He didn't. There's a new direction and a crossroads coming. So this is about making a choice now. Uh, you get to decide whether you pursue this or not, but really, no matter what, you have to take control. Do not get lost in someone else or lost in the infatuation, that we get and that attraction, right? I know it's so easy to say, uh, but I remember having that happen in life, and that's really hard. But for some reason, you're being cautioned not to just kind of throw yourself into this person. And you are to be playful, have some fun, it says. Have some fun. Make sure you're having fun so that maybe you don't fall into fantasy or thinking, your mind getting away from you. And you get feeling bored, seek adventure. So avoid boredom. Do something playful and fun. Who knows? Maybe even miniature golf or uh, whatever, you can do that kind of gets you out of a rut. Because I think a rut is going to be your Achilles heel here. I think the fantasy that is attached with this person is also, oh, I'm sorry, babe. She's crying. Ooh. But look after you, focus on your well-being. See, this is what's important. Um, I'm sure that you have a tendency to give all of yourself and a very selfless giver, but many times we can overdo that. We need to pull back, get control of ourselves, and kind of ground here and look after yourself. If you feel like you're thinking way too much about this, you're going to have to distract yourself. Just breathe. Boy, this deck was meant for you. Overwhelmed. Yeah. We have a tendency to, I can say this because I've done this in the past. So I get it. I do. You just need to use your self moderation. These are beautiful cards. Meditate on it. Mental clarity. Look how lovely this is. Sorry about the glare. Meditate about it, okay? Don't be ashamed or start feeling bad or giving yourself guff about it. But look at the thing and give yourself some relief. Find relief. The help that you need. That might be online. It might be in a variety of ways. Give yourself, kind of arm yourself so that you don't slip into maybe rose-colored glasses or daydreaming, right? Take a chance here. Take a calculated risk. Don't take a foolish risk. Be aware. Stay in control. Don't let, the romance thoughts and yeah, I don't blame you. I get it. Pull you away. Remember that, hey, you're the bus driver. Heart mending. There's a part of you that needs to heal. There's a part of your heart from the past, I think, that probably needs to heal. And for you to realize maybe this is getting your attention and helping you to realize it's a part of you that's needed to heal and that you didn't realize it. And that's why it's come back. And there's a part of you that needs to know it is enough, that you don't need this person's attention or this person's approval or appreciative gaze, even in your life. Um, let's see what else we're getting for you. Awakening. You're going through an awakening. See the truth. Again, watch out for the fantasy stuff. It likes to try and get us especially if we're a little bit bored and, you know, or things are kind of crap. Use your inner strength. I love this courage and willpower. You've got this, it's saying. And don't be a people pleaser, just what I've been telling you. That's trying to keep the peace, trying to please everyone, trying to please him, trying to please yourself or someone like him again. And you're running on empathy, exhaustion, and fatigue potentially. So you don't want to go there. We might be able to preempt this now if uh, don't get locked up with it. So let it go. All right. And it's just a part of you. You can say thank you for making me aware of a part of me that I need to work on healing my heart. I'm going to journal this and meditate, think about this, do some reflection, and I think you'll figure it out. Okay? All right. I'm glad we could read for you this time. All right, Gina. Uh, will this difficult situation that you're going through correct itself soon? All right. And then Fiona asks about the Trump Club next. All right, let's take a look. Let's see. I'm going to use this deck for you as well, Gina, and see what we get. Trisha's decks are just, I really like the artistry. I like the colors, um, the figures. I don't know. It's just so appealing to me. All right. Let me just take a look. You're welcome, Warrior Witch. Go out there and be the best Warrior Witch you can be. Believe in yourself. I've been there. It's just, some people just make us weak in the knees, and you just need to realize, oh, I didn't realize I still needed to maybe work on my self confidence a little more or whatever. You'll know. You'll know when you sit and give yourself some time and some quiet time. All right. So, Gina's place. Will Gina's difficult situation um, correct soon? Will the difficult situation that Gina is experiencing be corrected soon? Will it balance out? I ask Spirit to assist me and be with us all here, and we uplift all our concerns, and I uplift all my watchers here, my subscribers, and their needs and family. Let's see what we get. Intuition, trust yourself where this is concerned, all right? So I think you might kind of have an intuition that it's going to work out. Probably patience, I'm just going to say, even just with this one card right now, is likely what you're going to be told. Compassion, healer, or carer. So compassion is needed, intuition, trusting yourself, and also being compassionate with yourself as well as other people. Sometimes we can leave ourselves out of that equation, and that's not good either. Let's see what else you're getting. You're welcome, Gina. Gratitude for the little things. That's going to help you through this. You know what? Gratitude just helped me this morning. It's funny how, how I tell you that I get cards that are not just for you, but for me and I'm sure for other people too, listening. Feeling bored, seek adventure. So gratitude, if things are not moving fast enough where this is concerned, I'd say do something or the situation isn't moving the way you want. Get out and do something else for a while. Don't dwell on it. I think busying up will help you not to be drained by the situation. Free yourself. That's just what I said. Free yourself. Um, Release limitation, okay? And sometimes limitation is when we try to help people that don't want our help, or when we try to get in the, try and control things too much. Sometimes we just need to go hands off and let people fall on their face or do whatever and go do our own thing and just relieve our own boredom and worry about that. Stop, waste time, energy, and money. Stop wasting your time, your energy, your money for yourself from limitation. Focus on your own well being as well. And choices. Weigh up options. Okay? Write them down, pros and cons. She is. And she's a talented, not only is she a talented reader, I like her little accent and voice. I know that. I don't mean to sound, pretentious, but I do. I like her accent. I like Shield Maiden's accent too. And I like the art. She's a tremendous artist where creating these decks and picking the right symbols and words are concerned. Stunning, really. So be gentle, a delicate situation. No need, be chill and dream big, chase your dreams. So it sounds like, take care of yourself, let people deal with what they got to deal with. I do think that this will get worked out, but mostly what you need to work on here, according to them, is yourself in the spotlight, your skills and talents, Gina, and empowerment. Believe in yourself. Sometimes we just got to let people be weird, or be sour or whatever. And then maybe they'll get tired of it. You like my accent too. Mine's all over the place. It's kind of Midwestern California mixture. And I'm sure Benny's accent, his British accent, affects it somewhat too. And this says grow from this. This is a learning experience. So maybe share that with others that are involved, that this is a learning experience for everyone. Teach, guide others. See where that applies. So I think it will eventually, but I think you are not to get too hung up on it hurrying up and fixing itself. I think you need to focus on self-care, health, help, the relief you need, and seek balance. You can do what you can do. There's things that you can't do, and that's the hard part of releasing what we can't control. Yours is a mixture of accents too. That's so funny. Okay, Fiona has the Trump question. Trump is opening a club. The executive branch. Oh, how original. Why not just call it the elitist branch? Okay. And it's a private club where oligarchs, tech bros, billionaires can get private access to the Trump cabinet members. Will he succeed in this corruption? Let's take a look. Good question, Fiona. Yeah, I knew he's selling uh America to the highest bidder. He is such a garbage human. Excuse me. All right, let's see. Is Trump going to get away with this? Again, he should never have gotten to where he is. Democrats should have had stuff in place. We have a codependent situation with some of these old school Democrats that think they're going to just control the situation. They are part of the reason why Kamala didn't also get the support she needed. And I saw that then, and it even makes more sense to me now. That just really angers me reading about those that voted right alongside the Trump policies. Okay. So let's just see. Is he going to get away with this little executive branch club where they can pay for privilege? Screw the American people. It's the wealthy that that get what they want in this land. Is that the way it's going to be until we wrestle this control back from him? And I do see it being a wrestle. I do think there's going to be coming down to paws and fur flying. Well, I am getting the Queen of Pentacles. Money, 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 money. Feminine energy with money. I think he's going to. Knight of Wands. This is seeking to me, and there might even be a feminine figure around this that is promoting it. It might be looking to corral buyers. That's probably what's her name, his Ava Braun, his spokeswoman. But here we go with the restriction. Oh, please let this be restricted. He's definitely going to try and go for it. But we get the King of Pentacles. There's going to be, it's going to me, it almost feels like not so fast. Not so fast. They're going to try it. But I think there's somebody watching this that's going, whoop, whoop, wait a minute. It could be like an Elizabeth Warren energy. That's, if it isn't somebody that's wanting to try and be a customer or to promote it. Let's see what else we're getting, because he does get a feeling of he's not going to maybe be able to do it here. The money, the deal can't happen with that Eight of Swords. And now I got the Two of Swords. So something isn't moving. Something is not getting approval. Something is waiting on approval or an action for a green light, and still waiting and looking. But he's also looking. He wants to get people that have money from other countries. Look at that. He's still waiting. I think this is gonna get ended somehow. This is not gonna fly. We get the Temperance card coming in and saying, nope, he's gonna push really hard. But no, Temperance says very quickly, how about no? So I think somebody's gonna jump on that pretty quickly. And this is not going to go to plan. This is not going to work out for him. That's what I get with that. Let me just see here. Oh, the ring is kind of digging into my finger here. Ow, ow, ow. Let me just softly move that. There. All right. Okay, next question. Well, that's some good news. One thing he's not going to frickin' get. Will my friend Robert prevail in the task he is pursuing in the next several weeks? And this is by Elaine Rogers. Thank you, Elaine. It's good to have you on. And it's good to have all of you on here. Thank you so much. And every Sunday I'm here. First come, first serve. I read one question per person and I take about 10 to 13 questions. And that will run me into a couple hours. So if you do have a question, you're going to have to be patient as well, unless you get here quickly. All right, let's see what we get. Will Robert prevail in the task he is pursuing in the next several weeks? I'm getting just intuitively a yes. Let's see what we get with the cards. I'm feeling like this was something that he's meant to do. I don't know what it is, but I feel like that, so I'm sharing that. Let's see what we get. Will Robert prevail? Will Elaine's friend, I'm sorry. Will Elaine's friend Robert prevail? We're getting the Four of Swords. That's harmony in the home, domestic kind of like reunion, happy harmony. Ooh, and the Ten of Pentacles. Yes, I think he will succeed. I like the way this looks. It looks friendly to him, supportive. It looks like where money is concerned, things should be good. Uh, Family highlighted, inheritance, possibly. It just looks strong, vibrant, in good shape, you know? People look happy, healthy. So I think he will have a good outcome. Queen of Cups and a King of Cups. That's funny. They're kind of like bookends. So I'm getting maybe this is your friend and a female. I don't know. And money again. And we're getting independent wealth or well being. That can be health too, because there's a lot of pentacle energy. And being able to release a difficult time, being able to release having gone through a dark time and going into a new phase that should be better financially and health wise. There's a little bit of a rocky start, but don't let him get dissuaded by that because I think it's just initial, and then I think it's going to get smoother as he applies himself. Yeah. The two to the three. So we get the Two of Pentacles. He's juggling things as well with the Three of Cups. I think there's going to be celebration again. There's something to celebrate here that he's doing. And there's other people that are involved that it might end up helping him. This could be with work again or health or both. Look good for him. And, we get the Page of Cups. I feel like there's some fun, lightheartedness even coming to offset the heaviness. A sense of humor is being shown to me. I'm not sure why, but I say yes. Yeah, I'm glad it won't be happening too. It just really doesn't look like it. And when I get cards like that, that really shows like a firm. It doesn't. It's just not moving, you know. So it does look like Robert will prevail in the next several weeks. Tell him it might be a rough start, but not to be disheartened, because to fight from his corner and advocate for himself and reclaim his power, speak truth to power. And we get the Emperor. He's going to be all right. He's strong enough. Tell him he is strong enough. He's got this. All right. Okay, Elaine. All righty. Now we have the initial P and their name again, Prob, Prob. Forget me if I'm not saying it correctly. I'm going to look it up later and figure out how I pronounce the BH. So you wanted to know about Mark. You've missed a ton of chances in getting to speak to them, Mark, ever again. And you're wanting to know, let's just look real quick with the tarot here. Real quick, yes, no. Let's just look at that and just see what you need to know, okay? Where Mark is concerned. All right. Okay. Sometimes we have to let go, but sometimes we just might need to look at things from a different angle. So let's just see what the cards want to say to you. And again, this is for P, letter P, Prov, maybe it's Prov. Well, they get a chance to speak to Mark again. I pray that you do. Okay, let's see what we get. Well, there's something that's ending or changing here. Sometimes we have to release, okay? Like I was saying, but this is a new start as well. An ending and a new beginning. One door closing, another opening. The King of Swords. Maybe this is Mark. And something within his life might be ending or changing. So maybe that would affect the chance of your speaking to him again. Let's just see. He does have an ending around him, significant, but new beginnings too. I am getting recognition of an effort, getting attention, for work or just attention as well. Page of Wands. You know, I think you could end up speaking or get to a situation where you come across them. Uh, there could be other people there with you, recognizing him for something, or I don't know if it's a party or what, but this might be a text with this fire energy of the Page of Wands. Usually for me, it's often communication through texts and electronic email, things like that. You might, I don't know, be sending him some sort of a kind of a reaching out and seeing is what that there's energy there that I feel with texting. And I'm getting Queen of Swords. Interesting, I got a King of Swords earlier. Now I'm getting the Queen. This is becoming clear. You're going to have like not be under this or this energy, this feminine energy is not under any kind of usually uh, they're very straightforward, logical, and justice. So there's going to be a decision here. There might be something going on legally in his life as well. I'm not sure what that's about. I don't know. Could be divorce, could be anything. But some aspect of the law comes in and bringing clarity. This is you feeling left out. I think this might be how you're feeling, like you're the outside looking in, where this person is concerned, maybe being shunned or even ignored, like they can't hear you. I think that's going to end, though. You do get the world. There's a completion with this. This ends, this feeling ends of being on the outside looking in. And I get the Empress, that's abundance. It can be a motherly figure and work. This is money, this is wealth. There could be something through work or wealth. I'm not sure what that would be, but I think this is realizing something here that's changed. And I think you are going to talk to them again because I think you might end up uh, saying what it is you want to say right here with this Nine of Wands. Even though you've been through a lot, I think there is something that you get to a point that's very significant, and it can be taking account for one's choices and actions in the past, and where change now is. You're not the same, and maybe they too are not the same. The Sun says, yes, I think you will. And being watchful for it. Perhaps watching social media or things to where you would be able to find out where they might be or whatever. I do think you are going to speak with them again and have a very important conversation or to be able to say something that's important. And it could really change things. It could really change things with that from the past with that death card and the judgment card, Prof. So I think yes. Okay. And it looks like it's significant. So I think yes, in the future, you guys' paths will cross. All right. Next person, Lynette. And then we have Ash, Amy, Jenny, and JR. Okay. Thank you so much, Elaine. All right, I'm going to reach out, Lynette says, to a specific academic for help with my book. Will she be able to assist? I want to use again the sugar-coated deck. I like the colors. I'm addicted to color. That's one of my addictions, one of my healthy addictions. Like right now, I don't know if you can tell, but this is kind of a mint aqua top with the sakura blossoms on it. Kind of matches some of the colors here. I don't do this on purpose, you guys, I swear, but I think it's funny. Other people have pointed this out to me when I dress stuff. Like, hey, you met. I'm like, I don't know how that happened. I really don't. Okay, so let's look at Lynette's. Will this academic that Lynette is going to reach out to um, for help with her book, are they going to be able to help Lynette? And Aileen, I might be able to squeeze yours in if I can get. Okay. Let's see what they get. Will this person be able to help Lynette with her book? This academic. Let's see what we get. Dream big, chase your dreams. To me, that's a yes. So it means like, yes, take, seize the day. And I really like these cards. I know I say that all the time, but I do. We love you, Trish. We got a fan club now. Bunch of tarot readers and tarot people. Seek balance, peace, and harmony. So I think so. Dream big, and I think you'll be able to work with them and to go ahead and say what you think would be bring that balance, what needs to be there or not be there, what would be more harmonious to the project. I think the two of you could work well. Let's see what else we get. Don't worry, it will be okay. I think the person might end up being someone you will enjoy working with. Um, Energy boost, positive vibration. Yeah, I think you'll have a chemistry, like a working chemistry with them. Okay, good. I have an email drafted. There you go. It looks really good. Playfulness. Have some fun. And protect your heart. Always. Always hold everyone at a, with care, with love, but with care. You protect yourself. Abundance and a bounty of blessings. Wisdom. Learn from experience. Yeah, I think this will be good. Just, protect any kind of vulnerability. I don't know why we're being shown that, but you might know better later. So I think that this is going to work out fine. I think it's going to be good. All right. All right. Next question is Ash. My question is what will come of me digging deeper into my family history, ancestry? Isn't that interesting to do? I've done that a bit and I need to get back to it. Um, I still want to use this deck because I'm just feeling it. The sugar coated deck by uh, Trish James. I think she still has this deck if you're interested because she doesn't always print them once they go out of, you know, print. It might be a while. That's why if you like the deck, don't wait too long. I found out things about myself I didn't realize before. Oh, that's so cool. Let's see what will come for you or come to you from investigating your family and learning more. What is forthcoming with this? What do you need to know? What does Ash need to know from family and ancestors now that he's learning more about them and thus learning more about himself and probably going, I do that. Now I know why I do that. I've done that when I've read about my family. I'm like, oh, yeah, they were an introvert too. I feel at home. Okay, let's see what we get for you, Ash. What is going to be on the horizon for Ash with this work of ancestry? All right. Playfulness. Well, that's another one. Playfulness, have some fun. Maybe it's a sense of humor that's being highlighted here. Intuition, of course. Use yours. Okay. Trust your intuition. There's lightheartedness. and a playfulness here that's being brought up with intuition. Maybe these are traits that are family based. We get a people pleaser. Yes, people pleaser and keeping the peace. Be mindful of that because sometimes you can be the person that ends up without any. Grow your skills, increase your potential. And I think it's saying don't worry about being such a people pleaser. Go ahead and break a few, hearts. Go ahead and, hurt some feelings a little bit. Go ahead and inconvenience some people a little bit. Don't be too much of a people pleaser. Learn to grow in your skills and protect your sovereignty. Yep, your potential. This is also healing, heart mending, time to heal. I think the more we understand and can relate, the more that we can forgive, the more that we can be and relate to people. I think and see with more mature eyes. Exactly. I was like, now I under why I told you, yes. And compassion. You've got like a lot of healer energy in the family. And I think this will be a very healing thing for you, particularly the heart chakra. It's going to open up your heart. Get the tissues. She might as well just get a box of tissues. I think you're going to need them because it's good. It's good. It's healing, but it's going to open up your feelings. Miracles, believe in magic. So they're letting you know also it's not a coincidence. We're we are helping to bring this time where you're looking into this. We're working along with you. That's the vibe I'm getting that they're behind it. And oh, need clarity. So there might be some confusion, right? Beautiful cards they are. Isn't that just great? And to teach others, there's something about teaching others, maybe teaching others how to learn to discern and intuition, because that's a big thing, because you're getting cards of intuition and learning and clarity. And to me, that's the vibe of discernment and teaching, I think, others. And, I think some psychic work is ahead of you. Um, Play hard. So pick up your game. Your ancestors are telling you to pick up your game. Use your talents. And don't hide your light. That's what I'm really getting from this too. Yep, you can also gain more wisdom and wisdom from their experiences. As you learn about them. Look at the book she's holding. And she's got a great lip. Just breathe. You're going to have some moments where you feel overwhelmed. Again, the tissues. And enjoy nature. There's a natural option. So I think there's aspects of learning about nature. I'm sure you had family members that were probably big on that. But these things are to take note. A heartfelt bond with someone there that I think is on the other side. There's a sincere connection. What else are you going to get? Discretion. You know how I was talking about discernment? This comes up, it's a little different than discernment, but it's, about keeping some things to yourself might be wise also. It may not be like everybody might not be ready to hear certain ideas that you're picking up, or they might be not quite ready. Not this time, but keep trying. Maybe later they'll be open to discussing it. Perspective. They need to learn to see some things differently. I think it's just going to help you to deal with family and to deal with some of the rough spots, and maybe to handle family differently than you have in the past. That's so interesting. Anyway, it's looking good for you. It's like real healing, something that's timely. Let it happen. Let your heart open. It's really good. Okay? Isadora says, I'm tired of dealing with people who are emotional vampires. Ugh. Yeah, gosh. I hear you. And that's why it's important that we also protect our boundaries. You know, we can help people, but we don't want them to be dependent on us, you know? That's why I try to teach people to read their own cards. I don't want people to be dependent on me. I want them to learn how to do it in case I'm not there or somebody else isn't there. You know, I really believe in empowerment that way. Okay. Next question is Amy's. What gender will my daughter have? And there's twins. Oh my. Okay, I'm going to try and use the sugar-coated deck again. Let's see what we get. And if it doesn't work out, I'll just use my regular tarot. Okay, little babies, you cuties, what have you decided upon? Is there a male and a female? Who's in there? Oh, so cute. That's the other thing. You know, in the morning, I like to watch animals as well before I deal with the rough stuff of reality. And babies, cats and dogs, otters. Okay, let's see what we get. What gender will Amy's daughter's children be? Please make it clear. The nose is itchy. In progress, developing. Oh my God, and there's a pregnant woman. I kid you not. What the heck? I did not anticipate that. That's insane. Okay, what goes with it? Intuition, trust yourself. Yeah, right. Seek balance. I'm wondering if there's male and female. If not, then one energy might balance the other. One twin might be more, outgoing, while the other would be more, I wonder about that. Stand your ground, know what is best, go with the flow, trust the universe. All right, let me just see with the regular tarot. Will Amy's grandchildren be a mixture? Like, can you give me the two of pentacles if we have one male, one female? Kind of like yin yang. Or show me more feminine cards if we are going to have females only, and vice versa with males. Let's see what we get. The grandchildren. What are the twins? What are the twins? I'm getting the chariot. There's some kind of confusion, or there's alternatives here. What is going on? There's worry, but things are going to go better. And there's the little one, all right? This feels like a boy to me for some reason right now. I wonder. This is a feminine energy too with the moon. I'm just looking at, and the Nine of Cups, satisfied. I think there could be a male and a female, or maybe female. Female energy is probably the strongest visually that I get with the moon. And that was one of the cards that I told the guides while I was shuffling, like the moon, feminine card. So I'm getting a strong feminine energy. It's They're wanting to keep this kind of under wraps. Look at that with the secret with the high priestess. But we get the Knight of Swords. Going to become very clear, and we get swift movement, This feels masculine. And the emperor. So we get a father figure coming in here. What is it? What is does the father have a particular, does he want little girls or little, does he care? I'm just curious because if he has something that he wants, you said, I think it's two girls. I think that he's going to be excited, whatever the case may be. And if he wanted girls, I think that that might be what he's going to get because I see excitement. All right. Oops, let me put this one down. The other cards that I did were all feminine looking as well. So, and then we get the moon energy. So I want to say, I think that dad will be happy. A new start. That's the children as well. The two of, I think one of each. If it isn't two females, it could be that one's a tomboy or something. There's just an energy there that's kind of fluid. Um, but they also, there's choices. Maybe they're still developing. Are they still in a develop? Yeah, they're really trying to say shh because y'all going to be happy. Look at that with the Ten of Cups. I like that so much. Your daughter's keeping it a secret. Oh, well, I think the husband's going to be like, yeah, with that Knight of Swords. That's the energy I get him. It's like, yeah, there's a burden. And the Page of Wands. I think a burden to keep it secret. A change is coming. She might need some help. There's the twins. I wonder, is it male and female? I think it could be male and female. All right, I'll just say male and female. I think, if not female, male and female is my two answers. Okay. So my first feeling is female. No, actually, my first feeling is that it's going to be a male and a female. And the second would be the female card. That's what I think. Okay. Boy, this will be his first child. Oh, no wonder he's over the moon. Okay. And P says, I'm sorry. I reach out to him, not sure what is going on because I did try to communicate with him. Something about work. Yeah, you know what? Just keep trying. I think he is going through major transformation and endings and new beginnings in his life. P. Prov. I do think so. So just keep being friendly. I think don't take it too personally. Doesn't do you any good. I think he's got enormous change going on in his life outside of you and others. That is huge. Be patient. Try and be patient and just, look for an opportunity. You're very welcome, Prof. Thank you so much for asking and thank you for subscribing. Okay? So again, I'm gonna go with I think it could be male and female, but if not that, then I would say female, two females. All right. Okay. Let me know. And now I'm gonna, when does she do? Drop it in the chat log if you can. All right. Now we're gonna go to Jenny Mick. Jenny Mac. Hi. What will the verdict in court be this week? All right. Let's take a look and see what we get. Jenny Mac. What is the verdict in court going to be that Jenny Mac is looking for this week? Thank you. You're welcome. What is going to be the verdict in court for Jenny Mac? Is it going to be a positive? Is she going to be happy about it? Or is it going to be difficult? What is what's coming, what's on the timeline. So, what is the court verdict this week going to be? And how will Jenny Mac feel about this court verdict? I get a Knight of Wands. This is active, and they got something to say. And the Page of Cups. Is this to do with a child? This is counsel with the Hierophant, and learning things as well. Can be school, things about school, or law. And I don't know, again, if we're dealing with custody or what, or maybe even money, a small bit of money starting, or is support, maybe, is this what I'm trying to figure out what it is on what's coming up. I get an Ace of Pentacles. I think something is positive. Yeah, there's the Judgment right there, literally with Judgment. And the Ace of Pentacles. There is some blessing. There is something that is agreed or comes through. And that's with the new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles, some small amount of money that could be built upon. So if this is financially based, it looks like the part of a payment could be decided upon. Um, it looks like someone's going to be paying something. Somebody gets awarded something. All right. We get the Empress, the Mother card, the Abundance card, and we do get a card where there has been somebody being stuck or not able to, not free to do something or afford something. That's going to change. This is overcoming obstacles with the Seven of Wands, fighting your fight, right? And waiting, I think, for further development with the Three of Wands for it to grow. Something is going to grow and grow beyond what you initially had, if this makes sense. I'm getting independent wealth and comfort, well-being with the Nine of Pentacles. And there's something that somebody didn't expect. Maybe this was an accident. I don't know, Jenny Mac, but it was something that was unanticipated. Secrets and maybe around between a couple or an agreement that was secretive, fighting, and someone's going to walk away. I'd say stick to your guns, so to speak, as they say. I think someone's going to end up having to step back, step down, step away from this. They're not going to. Uh, I think things will work out all right for you, but not so much for someone else. I think things will be all right for you. I get the Three of Cups. There's celebration with an agreement. I think some fine details might be juggled, some dollars and cents, so to speak, maybe financial, or the agreement being tweaked, whatever this is. But you'll stand your ground and you can continue to build on with your plans or like you plan to do. There's reflection, new start, and you may not like it all that much, but I think you will. There is going to be a new start. I see some loss, but somebody having again to pull back. So it gives space for healing. So I do think, like, definitely a verdict's going to come in. All right. Knight of Swords. Again, I think money for a woman. I'm thinking it's you. I see money coming her way. Yeah. And that she will endure by not being extreme or being acting cuckoo, that kind of stuff. This is self moderation becomes highlighted or exposed. You got change again. And yeah, something is going to be finally ended. Something will be finally over with. We have collaboration and a very emotional, I think, feeling within a group of people that were working together on something. So I think this will be a very intense thing, Jenny, but I think it will come through, and I'd say I see some kind of money being worked out or some kind of uh, agreement. Okay? I hope that's helpful, Jenny. All right, JR, the last, and we're almost at 2 hours, and then I'm going to look real close, make sure I didn't skip anybody. I don't think I did. All right. JR. Okay. I'm in physical therapy. Oh, bless. That's hard work. Will my goal be achieved? Timing if possible. Okay. Let's use the regular tarot. Okay. Let's focus on JR and being in physical therapy. Guides, is JR going to be able to rehabilitate and recover whatever their goal, I should say, is with regard, and when might they start to feel like they're turning a corner? Is JR going to achieve their goal with rehabilitation, and physical therapy? And what do we need to know? When? Well, I'm getting yes. I think I get like with the lovers, they always bring to me the feeling of summertime. Let's see what else we get. We get the Nine of Cups. This looks like yes. And it's through working with other people, your therapists and things like that. I think you will do very well with that Nine of Cups. It looks like, hey, I'm feeling pretty happy with my, progress. It just is going to take self-determination and dedication, consistency, big time. Consistency here with the strength card, where you are directing yourself to not go off and do stuff that you shouldn't be doing, and doing the therapy, doing the work, whatever it takes. All right. And that this has been a huge burden getting through this. Again, we're focused on working with others, your team of therapists, nurses, whatever, medical team. And I see you overcoming this fight from your corner. I think you're going to improve. You might end up with a slight bit that still, repairing things can take up to a year sometimes. When we've had surgery, I had to learn that. Um, for our bodies to really like kind of, but not that I see that for you, but I think patience is going to be part of the lesson. I hate to say it. I do feel like a lot of fire here, so I'm feeling like the warm months, the summer months are highlighted, and some fall. I think by winter, that Nine of Cups might be what is making you feel like, hey, I'm starting to finally feel good about, more positive about where I'm going. Yeah, look, there's the Three of Cups. You know how we had the Three of Pentacles earlier, people helping you? I think that's you guys celebrating a win together, a goal together. Yeah, yes, you will. Hard work. Probably more toward fall, where you're starting to really see the traction, kind of, so to speak, where you're really getting some headway, so to speak, and seeing a change. See you working very hard. So I'm going to say this summer, fall, winter, it just looks like you're going in the right direction. Those feel highlighted. The Emperor and Death. So there's going to be an ending around a male figure or a change. This can be authority too. And we get the King of Pentacles and the past, childhood. I see there's a male that's going to be significant. And I think he might be on your team, maybe a doctor or therapist or somebody. Um, it's going to take, there is time involved. Okay. Look at all these pentacles, but it's so that you heal thoroughly and having that advice, seeing those specialists. So I think, yes, it's probably not going to be quite as fast as you would like, but it will happen. All right. Okay, JR. It will happen. You do have that. And Jenny, with the court verdict, I saw some sort of money coming to someone. I don't know. I think it might be you. I don't know, but it looks like it's going to be decided upon. And I got the Ace of Pentacles. So somebody's going to be having to, I think, fork over something. I think it's going to go your way, uh, in all likelihood, from what you were asking. And you can look back at the video if you want to. Um, it might make you then, okay? But I think whatever it's coming, it looks like there's money involved, and it looks like the start of some beginning of a payment or an agreement that gets worked out further. It may not be exactly what you wanted, whatever this is that you had in mind, but I see you working things out. I don't know if you'll be thrilled with it, but I see it getting worked out. Okay? Just to be honest. So keep me in the loop and let me know what was decided. I tend to think there's going to be some wiggle room for improvement where you're concerned about how they do this in court, but they will come down with a judgment. It looks like there's a financial decision. Um, I hope that makes sense to you. Please keep me in the loop because I like to understand what it is I'm reading on. So congrats also to Amy's daughter, who's pregnant with twins, and um, I tend to think it could be boy girl, um, but we also get the energy of girl girl. Maybe they're kind of deciding still. I don't know where they are in development, but that came up as well. Maybe they're deciding that. Isn't that interesting? I don't know. You never know. Anyhow, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. You're helping me to become a better reader, and I'm here every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Like I said, put your question, your one question, in all caps and drop it in the chat log for next Sunday to get ahead of others that might want to come in to make sure your question gets read, especially if you were wanting like a private reading or something like that. I don't give those, but you can ask me a question. Think about whatever it is that's most important to you, and um, I can help you out that way. All right? Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care.